So Chibnall's era is finally over, and with that we are getting a brand new era of Doctor Who, more specifically a brand new Russell T Davies era, which has gotten me very excited for the show again. With that being said, here's a list of things I would like to see RTD do in his new era. With that all out of the way.
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look and you'll see into your imagination.
Coming in number 10. I would like to see no more Doctor and companion romances. Please, for the love of God, no more of this crap. This story idea has been done to death, and now it's just uncomfortable. I was okay with the Doctor and Rose because the Doctor was coming out of the Time War, and the Doctor was very vulnerable and fell for Rose, but every time after that was just cringe to me. We had Martha having a thing for the Doctor, we had Amy having a thing for the Doctor, which led to this awkward love triangle crap in Series 5. Then Clara had a thing for 11 and possibly 12 too, which was weird. And most recently, we had Yaz and the Doctor. I think you guys get it, and I hope this trend in Doctor Who just ends, please. I'm not saying the Doctor can't have a love interest, but stop having it be the companion all the time. Like, it's weird now. It's been overdone. Stop it. Please, Doctor, just stop. Stop. Please. Thank you. Honestly, though, after River, I would prefer no more romances with the Doctor for a while, too. But I'm sure it might happen again. Just give it a couple of years. We had River. I think that was good for... I'm good for like 10 years. All right, we don't need another love interest. There's more interesting ideas to explore instead of the Doctor being a horn dog all the time. Coming in number 9. I would like to see Doctors that stay longer in the role, especially if they are good. If they are bad, then get them the hell out of there, but I would like to see Doctors that stay on for a long time like Tom Baker did. I think the reason why actors don't stay longer as the Doctor is I think they are afraid to be typecasted, and I think they have other projects that they want to do as well, but I also think the last two actors to have played the Doctor might have not had a choice on leaving the role or not, but most actors do have a choice, and I think Colin Baker didn't have a choice. Obviously, he got fired, but most of the time the Doctors choose to leave the role, unfortunately. Either way, I feel like regeneration has kind of become a gimmick now, and I would like to see the Doctor get an actor who wants to be the Doctor for a very long time. If Ncuti Gatwa is good in the role, I hope he stays for like 5 to 7 seasons, but I doubt he would be the actor to do that because he seems to be a very busy actor as it is. I know he's like doing movies now, and he was busy doing Sex Education, but he seems to be a very busy actor, so I think he's unfortunately probably only going to stay for about 3 seasons. But maybe the Doctor after him could stay for the role, could be the Doctor for a very long time on the TV side of things, because I know in Big Finish, afterwards they're the Doctor for a very long time. Paul McGann has been the Doctor for like over 20 something years, but I'm just saying, like, I think for the TV side of things, I would like to see a Doctor be there for a very long time. Coming in number 8. I would like to see the new era bring back some classic villains that we have not seen in the new era yet. Maybe bring in the Ronnie or the Monk. There's so many other villains other than the Cybermen and the Master all the time. Heck, maybe do something with a modern Who villain that we have not seen in a while, and explore something like the Dream Lord some more, or what other modern Who villains that we haven't seen in a while. I think the Daleks always have to be there due to some sort of agreement that the BBC made, and I think there's nothing we can really do about that. But bring in some classic Who villains in the era, please, because I feel there's a lot of potential there, and just like villains we haven't seen in a very long time. Coming in number 7. I would like to see some spin-offs in the new era like the first Russell T Davies era had. Like in RTD's first era, he had Torchwood, he had the Sarah Jane Adventures. I know we did get some spin-offs recently, not recently, but like during the Moffat era, we had Class, which was trash in my opinion. I don't know how people feel about that show. Honestly, I thought that show was pretty bad. But I hope in the new era we do get maybe Torchwood back or a new type of TV show. I don't know what Russell T Davies would have do for like his new spin-off TV shows. It could be like a mini, not MCU, but you know how like TV shows and franchises, like they have many different TV shows that spin off one another. I would like to see that happen again with Doctor Who. Also, I would like to see Paul McGann come back in a quick mini series. I want to see more of him before he looks too old for the part. But I think Paul McGann still looks very young, and I think he could play the 8th Doctor again in like some sort of mini series. Russell T Davies, please do that. Please, please, please. He's my favorite Doctor. He needs more recognition. I want to see more of the 8th Doctor mini series. Please make it happen. Coming in number 6. I would like to see different types of companions. Okay, is it just me, or am I the only one who's getting tired of the same old 21st century companions over and over and over again? Can we get some uniqueness in the companion room, please? The closest we got was Nardo in Series 10, but he wasn't really the main companion in that season. Bill was the companion that season, and she was good. She's, I think, one of the best companions in Modern Who. I want to see companions that possibly could come from the past or come from the future. Heck, maybe even the alien companion would be pretty cool, like Romana was. Something I think that could be pretty cool companion dynamic is if we got two companions, one from the past and one from the future, which I think could make some pretty cool and funny scenarios if we had like a past and future companion. Not bring them both at the same time, like kind of like with Amy and Rory did. Amy was the companion first, and then eventually we got Rory. I think we first get like a companion that comes from the past, and eventually we could get that companion that comes from the future. I think that could be a pretty cool dynamic in my opinion. It looks like the new companion, Ruby Sunday, will be from 2022 or from 2023 or 24 or whatever. I hope I am wrong though, but it looks like she's going to be a 21st century companion. Also, by the way, it's kind of crazy to me how in real life the actress that plays Ruby Sunday is only a year younger than me. I can't believe my generation is now at the age where we can become a companion. Like, that's just so cool to me. I don't know. I'm still wrapping my head around that, like, she's only a year younger than me, and, like, my generation can now become a companion. I just think that's pretty cool. But yeah, my point is, I would like to see some uniqueness in the companion room instead of a 21st century companion. Coming in number 5. No more of the Master. Like, seriously, take a 10-year break from this character, because after the Chibs era, I don't want to see any more of the Master. I really thought after Missy we could finally see like an evolution of the Master and just like the evolution of the Doctor and the Master's relationship, friendship, but I was so wrong. The Chibs version of the Master felt like a caricature of the Master while also being a regression of what we saw from Missy's arc. The Master has gotten so old to me, and if they can't do anything new or interesting with the character, then take a break from him for a while. If they do bring him back, unfortunately, I don't know what Russell T Davies is going to do. There's more interesting villains out there than the Master all the time, so I hope he takes a break from him. But if he does end up bringing the Master back, I hope that they confirm that Sacha Dhawan's Master was before Missy. I think a Big Finish story confirmed that Missy was before Sacha Dhawan's Master, but honestly, I don't give a damn. I hope they continue Missy's story arc of a more interesting Master in the future, but either way, take a long-ass break from the Master, because I feel like the character is now old, and they've done pretty much everything with him, and if they can't do anything interesting with him, then just take a break from him and move on to other characters, and I think there's more interesting characters that they could explore. Coming in number 4. I would like to see the new era create new villains. RTD's first era created so many great and original villains that I hope his new era will do the same. Bring back some classic Who villains and bring back some modern Who villains we haven't seen in a while, but don't forget to create some new and original villains too. I hope I am blown away by the new villains Russell T Davies will create in his new era. I'm sure he will create some new villains because he did in this first era. I think and hope he will create some new, interesting, and great villains upcoming for his new Russell T Davies era. Coming in number 3. Bring back Susan. Like, the fact that Susan has not come back at all in Modern Who is a Doctor Who crime, especially while Carol Ann Ford is still alive. The BBC should be imprisoned for this. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Like, seriously, why has Susan not come back in Modern Who at all? In my opinion, there's so much story potential to see the Doctor and Susan reunite once again on the small screen. The Doctor and his granddaughter once more back together. It sounds like something that could be beautiful to see. We have seen the Doctor reunite with Susan on Big Finish. The 8th Doctor reunited with Susan in a story. And we have seen Susan played by Carol Ann Ford herself many times in Big Finish. So why can't Modern Who do it too? If Carol Ann Ford does not want to come back on the big screen or the little screen, small screen or whatever, they could always have her regenerate into a new actress. Or just like off screen she regenerated, and that's why she is now played by someone else. I also believe Peter Capaldi said he wanted his Doctor to reunite with Susan. Like, you know how cool that would have been? But instead, Moffat thought it was cooler to see Capaldi's Doctor go crazy for Clara and Hellbent. I will honestly never get why Susan was not in Modern Who and hasn't been in Modern Who at all. The closest we got to see of her being in Modern Who was a picture of her on the 12th Doctor's desk. It's never too late, though, to see Susan return, and I hope in this new era we will see her return. But I doubt she will return because, reasons, I guess. Coming in number 2, ignore the timeless children. Now, this is completely my opinion here, and if you like this new addition to the lore, then cool. I respect your opinion, but I politely disagree. To me, this is my least favorite story arc of all time. Not just in Doctor Who's history, like, I never disliked an idea or addition to a piece of lore more than I do with The Timeless Children. Like, my favorite franchises of all time, like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, they've done stuff I passionately dislike in the lore and just, like, ideas. But this is number one by a mile. The Timeless Children is my least favorite thing any of my favorite franchises has ever done. I could go into why I dislike The Timeless Children so much, but so many have done it in other videos, and others have said everything that there needs to be said, and I wouldn't add anything interesting. You just be hearing me complaining over and over and over again, like, why I don't like this addition to the lore. So I don't think I'm ever really going to talk about. I've talked about it in another video why I dislike The Timeless Children so much. There's no reason for me to explain it right now. Again, this is just my opinion, but I would like to see the story arc ignored moving forward. Ignoring The Timeless Children will reunite the fan base, and exploring it more will turn a lot of fans off from the new era, including me. I probably wouldn't watch the new RTD era if all his era would do was just explore more of The Timeless Children, but I don't think RTD would do that. I think RTD has like his own brand new ideas. I don't want them to retcon it for a few reasons. One, it would just cause a war within the fan base that do like the arc and with the fans that don't like the story arc, which no one really wants that. I really don't want that. I'm sure the people that like fighting with other fans all the time really want that. I don't like fighting with fans. I just want to have fun with Doctor Who, and retconning it would just be a big war within the fan base, and I don't think anyone really wants that, especially me. Two, I just want to move on, and I don't want them to waste time purposely retconning something when we can just be exploring new stories and ideas. Timeless Children would just end up being like the time the Doctor was half human.
I'm half human. On my mother's side.
Ignored and completely forgotten about. The new RTD era should be about reuniting the fan base, now starting more infighting. I want Doctor Who to be like it was in Popular, and I just want to have fun with it again. Ignoring The Timeless Children in every way will accomplish this, in my opinion, and not retconning it, just ignoring it, and I hope we will never hear from this pointless addition to the lore that Chips had no ideas for ever again. Seriously, I can't believe he had no plans for the Fugitive Doctor or The Timeless Children. Like, what was even the point? Coming in number one, I would like to see the new era do something new that moves the show forward. Now, the ideas have to be good and not break the canon. I mean, like, do something interesting that just, I mean, if you want to mess with canon or, like, the lore a little bit, that's fine, but don't completely turn it on its face and completely divide the fan base like The Timeless Children did. And also, in my opinion, I don't believe The Timeless Children made the show more interesting or added more mystery to anything. I felt like they moved the show backwards because we went way in the past for no reason whatsoever, and we also destroyed Gallifrey again, which we moved forward from that already. There was no reason to go backwards and destroy it again. Timeless Children and that whole Chibs era, I felt like the show went backwards. I want the show to move forwards. We want to something new, something different, something unique, and in my opinion, also, The Timeless Children was not unique, really. It copied off of, like, kind of like the hybrid storyline a little bit in some ways. The Timeless Children was something that's kind of we've seen before, and also the Seventh Doctor hinted at something like The Timeless Children happening before too. I didn't like it then, I didn't like it now. I hope the new Russell T Davies era brings like these new ideas that keeps the show fresh and it doesn't get stale, because the show has gotten stale for me personally. Like I said, I don't want to see the Master again because they've overused him to the point where it's just very predictable stuff. Bring back someone like the Monk, the Ronnie. Maybe have a story arc with Susan. Maybe have the Doctor be Earthbound again, or be stuck on the planet for a whole season. I think there's so much to do with Doctor Who, and I feel personally they haven't even reached the potential that they could be doing right now. There's so many things, like I said, so many ideas I think they could be doing. I'm sure many of us fans have like many ideas we would like to see the show still do, like something new and unique. At the end of the day, this is all just my opinion, and I really hope the new era brings something new and fresh, and that's actually good, you know, and that's something that doesn't completely destroy the lore for many people and divides fans. But yeah, in my number one spot, I would like to see the new Russell T Davies era do something new and unique that moves the show forwards, and it doesn't break the canon, or not break the canon, like divide the fan base, I should say it like that, because there's many fans out there that believe The Timeless Children doesn't break canon. I don't think it breaks canon either, really. I mean, you could fit it into the canon, doesn't mean it was like a great thing to do. I mean, in my opinion, I don't like it even though you could fit it into the canon. But yeah, I would like to see something new that moves the show forward into new and cool directions. But you have to be careful with that though, because what one showrunner could think like something pretty cool and new. All that's very subjective at the end of the day. But I hope for me personally, I like the new direction that the new Russell T Davies era goes in, and I hope I like his new plan for the future of Doctor Who. So that was my list of things I want to see in the new RTD era. I'm sure everyone has different opinions on things they want to see in the new RTD era. Like I've said in previous videos, I'm very excited for the show again for the first time since Series 10, and I can't wait to see what the new RTD era brings to the table. First, we have to get through the 60th, which so far looks and sounds amazing, but after that, we will be getting Series 14, which I hope will be good, and I'm excited to see Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor and Ruby Sunday and see what all of this is going to be leading up to.